Okay, it's wintertime and I'm about to make a soup. And this soup is so good, you just throw everything in the pot and let it cook for an hour. That's it. Then it's done. No muss, no fuss. Okay, here's the ingredients that I'm going to use today. Some vegetable broth, about a quart of that, another quart of water, maybe a quart and a half of water. Some cannelli beans, about a half a pound of red potatoes, and then this will be about probably half that garlic, an onion, some ginger, bay leaves, oregano and thyme, a little red pepper. Did I already say the ginger? Yeah, about an inch and a half of that. Some jalapeno. I'm going to dice up these turnips. I'm going to cut these in about half-inch slices, these leeks. A couple carrots diced. And I'm going to dice those couple pieces of celery there. By the way, you can buy that by the stalk in some stores. About half of this cabbage. And I'm going to put in this pasta about the last 10 minutes, or right before I serve it, for 10 minutes just to get it al dente. And remember, the recipe is merely a suggestion. If you don't like some of the heat, take out the ginger, take out the jalapeno. Red bell peppers are not spicy, they're just good for taste. Take out the garlic. Garlic will spice it up a little bit. And then, oh yeah, this cilantro. I'm going to chop some cilantro, throw it on the top when I serve it. So that'll be it. Just throw it all in a pot and cook it for about an hour. Here's a tip. A friend of mine suggested that I use a spoon to take the skin off of this ginger. I tried that today and it works great. Thank you very much for that suggestion, Susan. I like to smash it with my knife, and now I'm going to chop it all up and just throw it in the pot. Same thing like the ginger, except I don't smash it, I just cut it, and then I will chop it up, throw it in the pot. So that's about the size of the onion, as you can see. And I'll give you a little tip. My grandmother told me, always cut the root first. That way you don't cry when you're doing onions. I don't know if it works or not, but I always have cut the root first and I don't cry when I cut onions. So see the potatoes? I'm only cutting those in about quarters. That way it brings out more flavor. And I always leave the skins on those kind of things because that's where all the vitamins are, I think. Here's the red peppers all cut up, ready to go. And here's the jalapeno ready to go. You notice I used smaller dice for the jalapenos. But everything's starting to come together. And here's one of the carrots. If you'll notice at the smaller end, I just cut those rounds like that. Then when I get up to the bigger end, I cut it in half and make the rounds all the same size. That goes for better cooking. It all will cook the same then. Starting to look pretty good. All colorful and everything. It'll be a great soup. Remember, this is going to be all vegetarian. If you want to add like some leftover chicken that you had, just throw it in your a meat eater, just throw that in. Or you could slice up some kielbasa and put it in there. Or maybe some beef left over, if you're inclined to have that. But I'm making this as a vegetarian. Here goes the celery. You'll notice that I also use the leaves of the celery. I think it just adds more flavor and taste. About a half a head of small cabbage. Now if you haven't tried cabbage salad, try it. Just cut up the cabbage like this, and then put on your favorite either vinegar and oil or Italian dressing or something like that. Have a great salad for dinner. So try it, you'll like it. And now the turnips. Okay, I've had 2 teaspoons of oregano, 1 teaspoon of the thyme, and about 3 bay leaves. And now I'm gonna put the vegetable broth in and the rest with water to cover all this and bring it to a boil. And then turn it down to simmer and let it sit for about an hour. And then I'm gonna add these beans, rinsed. Rinse the can of beans and put them in because they're already cooked. You don't have to recook them. Okay, stir it up, let it come to a boil, keep it uncovered. I'm sorry, you should cover that. I didn't mean to say uncovered. You should cover it so it comes to a boil, then turn it down to simmer and let it simmer for about an hour. Throw in the beans, and then in the last 10 minutes or right before you eat it, bring it back to a boil and put in the pasta. And that's it. 1 pan, 1 cutting board, maybe 3 knives that I use. I like to use different knives for different cutting. So that's dinner for tonight. If you liked what I did, you liked how it looks, it's so easy. You just throw everything in there and bring it to a boil. And it's all vegetarian. So thank you very much for listening. And I hope you try it and like it. And remember, a recipe is merely a suggestion. Thank you so much. If you like it, hit the subscribe button.